This is the Accurist Retro Racer, and it was just deleted from the Accurist catalogue. Accurist has been around for more than 75 years and is a typical British high street watchmaker. Its watches are mostly inexpensive and inoffensive. If I was being polite, I would say pleasant. If I was being a bit harsh, I would say bland. But Accurist recently axed their whole lineup and rebranded and relaunched with a bunch of new models, and so the poor old Retro Racer has been relegated to the history books and the watch retailer bargain bin. I actually messaged Accurist on Instagram to see if they would send me some of their new models for review, but they completely ignored me. Moving on, my name is Louis and I am a classic menswear enthusiast and watch nerd. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I recently hit 200 subscribers and I'm grateful to everyone that has subscribed so far. As the name suggests, the Retro Racer is a racing style chronograph reminiscent of 1960s designs. I think Accurist did a great job. It is a classic design, well executed. The stainless steel case measures 40mm in diameter and around 11mm thick, with a lug width of 20mm and a lug to lug measurement of 46.5mm. The lug to lug measurement means that it wears smaller than its case size would indicate. I can still wear it even though my wrist is only 6 inches. It has a signed crown, although the additional pushers are unsigned, and a flat mineral crystal. The case back is a screw down case back, and it is etched with the Accurist logo and specifications. Water resistance is limited to 50 meters. The finishing on the case is very nice. The bezel is polished, as are the edges of the case and the crown and the pushers, whilst the rest is brushed. The cushion style case is definitely the highlight of the watch, and it looks a lot more expensive than the price would indicate. The dial is a matte black with a sunburst finish, stamped with the Accurist logo and water resistance rating, and a white tachymeter scale around the edge. There is a 60-minute subdial and a 24-hour subdial. Both are silver, again with a sunburst finish, and they contrast nicely with the main dial. There are polished applied indices and a white date window at the 6 o'clock position. The minute and hour hands are silver with lume, but the chronograph hands are bright red. You'll have noticed that there is no running second hand, which can make setting the time quite difficult. The movement is a Miyota quartz movement, and yes, the chronograph seconds hand doesn't quite hit all of the markers. Nothing more really to say there. The strap is a brown leather with white stitching and perforations in a traditional rally style. There is also a signed silver buckle. The strap is actually really nice and it's comfortable and doesn't feel cheap, which is unusual on an affordable watch. I bought this from H. Samuel in a sale for $64.99 including shipping, compared to an RRP of $129.99, and I think it's an excellent watch for that money. Although it has been discontinued, you can still pick them up online for around the price I paid, and there are also a couple of other variants with a silver dial and a mesh strap, and another with a blue dial, but actually I prefer this one out of the three. I have to admit I have considered selling this watch. As nice as it is, I just don't wear it that often. I prefer early 20th century dress chronograph designs, but I am too scared to go vintage at the moment. I really like the Dan Henry 1937 dress chronograph, and if I ever pick that watch up, I will probably move on the Retro Racer. I would still like to get my hands on some of the new Accurist models to review, but that isn't looking likely at the moment, and I can't see myself actually buying one. If you're in the market for a cheap and cheerful chronograph, you can do a lot worse than the Retro Racer. It isn't the most practical chronograph, but if you want something that looks the part, it will do the job. That's all I've got time for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. You can also follow me on Instagram at @_holecut if you want to. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye now.